Guys, so you guys are going to do a little short assist task for me. And I know, especially Mr. Martins and I, we thought that you might get a bit confused because, again, instead of working with real elements, you'll see A, B, and C and D, this table. I wrote some of the table. Actually, I used different letters. And I know it's going to confuse you. Let me first of all explain why can't I just use real elements? Why can't I use magnesium and sodium and chlorine, and I have to make up these A, B, C, D? The reason is, if I ask you to say, what's the formula of magnesium and fluorine? Then you can just Google it, magnesium, fluorine, you'll get the right formula. So I can't use real elements, I have to make them up. So let me explain, what am I trying to do here? So I've got, in this example, which is similar to what you've got in the test, I've got 4 elements, A, B, C, D, and for each one of them I tell you which group they are. So A is in group 1, B in group 2, and so on and so on. Now from that you need to say, okay, that means A is going to form an ion plus 1. He's going to give 1 electron. Remember, that's the whole idea. B in group 2 will have to give 2 electrons. C in group 6 will receive 2 electrons, so it will be 2 minus. And D will get 1 electron, so it's just 1 minus. Now, based on that information, you'll need to do, there's a few things you need to do. The first question asks you to balance the equation. In fact, you don't even need all that to balance the equation. To balance the equation, you've got to make sure you've got the same number of A's and B's on either side. So you look here, you say, okay, I've got 1 A and I've got 2 A's here. So maybe I'm tempted to put a 2, but if you look at the B, you'll see you have a bit more of a problem here. I've got 2 B's here and I have 3 there. So that's a bit of a difficult one. We spoke about that before the holiday. How do we reconcile 2 and 3? How do we make that the same? Okay? So what you're going to do is going to think about the lowest common multiple between 2 and 3, which is 6. So I want to turn both of them to 6. How do I do that? I'm going to have 3 here, and I'll have a 2 there. Okay? So 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6 as well. Now we've got the same number of B's. Okay? Now I look here. Okay, remember I said if I put a number here before formula, it's as if I've got this brackets here. I don't have to write the brackets. It's just so you understand that I've got 2 of those and those. So I'm going to have altogether 2 times 2, I'm going to have 4 A's. So I want to put a 4 here. Okay? Remember, we've done that before Easter. Maybe you need to look back at your notes and revise how to balance. Okay? But you will need to do that in the task. But you've got lots of time. Okay? Ask me questions on the WhatsApp if you're not sure about this balancing. I'll be honest with you, the types of equation that I've given you to balance are not difficult. They're easier than that. Now about the ions, I think some of you are a bit stuck with that. We had a worksheet similar to that, so I'll just solve a few examples here. So I want to know what's the chemical formula for the compound created by A and D. A in group 1 gives 1 electron, D accept 1 electron. So the formula will simply be AD. Okay? Right? I can't give you real elements because you'll just Google them and find them. Okay? So I have to be clever here. Okay, A and C. A give 1 electron. C receive needs 2 electrons. So I will need 2 A's on 1 C. So I'm going to have A, 2 C. Okay? You could have used the cross method as well. I've done that many times. You can say, okay, A is plus 1, C is 2 minus. So I'm going to pull the 2 from the C and pull the 1 from the A on the C, and then it's A to C. So you get the same thing here. Okay? And last one, B and D. Okay? I'll write down. I'll do this cross method. I'll write B is 2 plus. D is 1 minus. So the formula is going to be B, 1. I don't need to write 1. D, and I'll put the 2 there. So BD2. That's the answer. This is the final answer. These are not answers. These are just a way for you to find the answers. But then the answer needs to be clear. So I hope that made clear this potential headache. Good luck in the test. You got to obviously work on your own here. Okay? And I'll see you around.